Happy Monday, everybody. I hope that you're ready to go for week 2 of schooling at home, distance learning, remote learning, whatever it is you want to call it. We are getting started again. You can see we are in my living room right now, not in my study where we were previously. I finally got all this stuff hung on the wall with all my free time, so that is pretty cool. There's a silver lining for us. So I wanted to start by giving you guys some suggestions from different articles and resources that I found that should make this week more efficient, easier, less stressful, less filled with angst, and hopefully a little more enjoyable, a little more doable for you, hopefully, and your family this week. So let's start with our first suggestion. Keep a schedule. Whether you're waking up at 6:30 or at 8 o'clock or at noon, schedule your days so that you have general time frames for when you want to accomplish things. It is important that you give yourself a time frame to wake up, that you give yourself a time frame for free time, for schoolwork. Take a break and then come back and do more schoolwork. Give yourself time to do something without any screens, chunk your day into different sections so that you can still have a semblance of structure in this crazy non-structured time. It is going to help your sanity, and it is going to help you continue to accomplish what you need to accomplish. So number 2 is to set time limits. These kind of go hand in hand, don't they? Your classes at school are 45 minutes for a reason. Our brains, our minds can only focus on things for so long, and then we need a break. And even within our 45-minute lesson, you guys know we chunk things up a lot. We do something for 5 to 10 minutes, and then we switch and we do something else. So find a way to do that at home. Set timers for yourself. Set a 30-minute timer, do as much English work as you can, and then when that timer goes off, pick something else to do, whether you feel like you're on a roll or not. It's actually kind of helpful to pause yourself when you're on a roll so that when you pick it back up later, you're like ready to go because you had ideas and you were ready to continue working. So even stop yourself if you're on a roll. Set a timer for your free time as well. Give yourself a 45-minute lunch break, or if you've put in some good schoolwork, set a 30-minute timer and do anything you want. And then when that timer goes off, get back to work. This is going to be really helpful to help you avoid getting stuck on that one thing that you just can't seem to get rid of. It's really important that you switch tasks regularly. It's going to help the quality of your work, and it's going to help reduce the amount of time that you spend doing a certain thing. So set yourself time limits. The next one is to create a workspace. You need to separate your chill area from your work area. So when you're working, when you're doing schoolwork, you should be in your workspace. And then when you take a break, when you're not doing school, get out of that workspace. This means to create some type of separation. Hopefully a physical separation. Maybe you have a desk in the basement or in your bedroom, or you have like a spare room or the corner of the dining room, a physical space with a chair and a flat surface, and maybe play some quiet classical or piano music in the background like we do in class to really help our brains know that, hey, this is work time and I'm doing work. What this also means is that you are going to work better in a workspace than you will on the couch with your laptop on your lap while you're scrolling on your phone and you're binging whatever you're binging on Netflix. All right? At no point in time should you really have 3 screens open doing 3. Did you guys just hear that? There was a police truck, I guess, that just went down the road. Something is happening, I guess. I don't know. We're going to keep going anyways. But create a workspace to separate you from the amount of screens that you have open at a time, okay? You're gonna work better, you're gonna work smarter, and you're gonna work faster, okay? Next one is make a to-do list. When you check RenWeb on Monday morning, when you check it each morning, review all of the plans, all of the assignments, all of the due dates, and write those items out into daily to-do lists so that when you accomplish something, you can check it off. And as you work through the week, you have a record of everything that you've accomplished. I would encourage you as well to put non-school items on that to-do list as well. If you want to put away all your winter sweaters and get out your summer clothes, put that on the list. If you want to bake cookies, put it on the list. If you want to finally play a board game with a sibling, put it on a list, so that you can kind of feel that sense of pride and accomplishment as you're checking things off. It's going to help you move forward. It's going to help you to separate big things into smaller pieces so that you can check them off one at a time. The next one is follow teacher suggestions. When we assign work, when we assign reading and writing and projects, if we make a recommendation, it's because we know what we're talking about. So if the teacher recommended a helpful video that she recommends but doesn't require, it's probably worth a watch, even at like time and a half speed. If the teacher suggested a method of working or a way of approaching an assignment, take the teacher's recommendations. If the teacher split something into different steps, don't try to tackle it all at once. Just start with the first step, okay? Follow those suggestions. They really are helpful, and we really are giving them to you to help you succeed. So if we give a suggestion, it would make your life easier if you followed it. Okay, this is the last one, guys. All of the suggestions in the world, all of the workspace with the good lighting and the sharp pencils, that's not going to do anything if you have a bad attitude about it. So this last one is keep a positive attitude. It's hard to stay positive all the time, especially when we're cooped up away from people, in our houses with nothing to do, nowhere to go, except maybe the grocery store again. I know it's hard to stay positive, and I don't do a great job of staying positive all the time. But the more we can approach this positively, the more we're going to get out of it. So some things that I want you to remember: you are not alone. You still have a class full of classmates and teachers who care about you, who miss you, who want to work with you. You have parents and family who want you to succeed. So you are not alone in this. Equally as important, you are not helpless. You are strong, you are smart, you are resourceful, and you know what you're doing, okay? You've been in school for how many years now? You are not helpless. So just because we're in a new environment with some new goals doesn't mean that you need to forget everything that you've ever done. You are not helpless. Number 3, you are capable. You have so many resources at your disposal. I guess these last two go together. You are capable and you have resources. You have a backpack full of books. You have a laptop and internet access that can take you to any helpful how-to video that you could ever need. You have teachers who are ready, willing, and waiting for you to ask them questions so that they can give you answers. You have your brain. You have been successful in school so far this year, and you can continue to do that. You know yourself, you know the situation, and I really believe that you guys can tackle this. So take it as a challenge, rise to the occasion, get everything you can out of this situation, and it's going to prepare you for whatever life has to throw at us next. So your last slide here is a little bit of a challenge. I want you to search for a poem called Invictus, by William Ernest Henley. And if you just Google the title and the author's name, it'll come up like the first 20 links. So I want you to find the poem. I want you to read it, listen to it, soak it in, read it again, and then email me the last 2 lines of the poem and see if you can figure out why I wanted you to find this poem and why I wanted you to really focus on those last 2 lines. So we have some suggestions. We have a challenge. I'm looking forward to see who reads the poem and why you think I'm calling it to your attention. So with this in mind, let's tackle this week. Let's make our to-do list. Let's get ready to buckle up and like accomplish everything on our list this week.